Up first, a cheater always comes crawling back, and sometimes they bring a letter. Cheaters never change. I was together with the love of my life for 3 long years. She was not only my first love, but also, back then, seemed perfect to me. We had a great time together for about 1 year. Then, she cheated the first time, lied about it for months until eventually she confessed. I was insecure as I was back then, loved her too much, and didn't break up. It took her only 1 year to do it again, and I again forgave her. I was in love and too young to understand how toxic it was. My grades started to get worse, and I was really down until she fortunately ended it. We had this break, then she came back and I let her. I liked her too still. We had SMT again, and yesterday she slept with someone again. This time though, when I found out, I blocked her everywhere. I'm broken, but also relieved that it is over for good now. I always tried to help her. She lost her friends probably because of the cheating. She only had me and her mom. Her new toy surely won't stay and help her as I did. Update. I need help. She texted me with the phone of her mom. I broke up with my girlfriend because she cheated throughout our relationship. I blocked her everywhere. Now she texted me with the number of her mom. Just a dot to see if I blocked her there too. I really like her mom. What should I do? Should I even block her mom's phone now? I need help quickly. Don't want any messages from her. Update. I texted her. Name of X. Stop contacting me. I do not want to hear from you again. The community has some thoughts. Virtual Choir Boy starts us off. While I get that you don't want to hear from her, you need to accept that she will probably find a way to get in touch and to figure out how you will respond to those messages. Personally, I would come up with a message and keep a copy in a note so that you can cut and paste the reply. Something like, Name, please stop contacting me. I do not want to hear from you ever again. Just use the same message every time, no matter what she sends you, when you know it's her. Part of the reasoning behind this is because absolutely nothing you say will ever get the reaction you expect. She's not listening to you and she's not taking the hint. So, simply give her a boring answer over and over again. Plus, if it ever escalates to the point of needing to accuse her formally of harassment, you'll have proof that you've repeatedly asked her to stop contacting you. Prob A says, You like your mom, huh? DOP replies, Not in that way. I always respected her and she was always kind and I have nothing against her. Prob A says again, Then you cut all the ties with her too. There's some great advice in the comments for you, OP. If she's trying to reach out to you by testing the waters and she has a history of crawling back, then you know she's going to keep contacting you in some way. It's best to either not engage, don't message back at all, or just state quite frankly, don't contact me again. Easy peasy. Update. I made a post earlier this week about my ex and how she betrayed me in our relationship. It ended as soon as we had something again. She broke it off with me and had someone new. Anyway, now she came looking for me. I told her to leave me alone and she kept following me and insisting to talk to her. Why I had blocked her and why I didn't love her anymore the way I did before. Well, to me, it's kind of obvious, but she didn't understand as we were not officially together. She had a letter which I refused to read, and arguing for an hour, she finally let me go. At that point, we had almost reached my home. She took the letter and then we left. I feel guilty for not reading it. I was scared to be manipulated. I already had a bad day, but this brought me to my limits, especially as I had to tell her to stop following me 50 times. Should I not have been that mean and cold to her? Should I have read her letter? Edit. Thank you very much for your support. Without you and some friends, I would have texted her and became a simp again. Bite Me 717 says, You had to get your point across. Hopefully now, she will leave you alone. Don't worry about it if you were mean. It doesn't matter if you were. Enrio Dark Knight 21 says, Dude, she cheated and lied to you. She disrespected you as a man. She disrespected the relationship in general. What did she think to expect for causing this level of betrayal? You handled it the right way. Never give in to cheaters and never take them back. Also, it is a good decision not to read the letter. I would have personally took it and ripped it in front of her, but your way is better. Time to move on and let her return to the streets where she belongs. Life Yogurt Closet 98 says, The fact she kept persisting shows she still doesn't respect you. I think you did the right thing, OP. I don't think you should feel guilty for not reading it, and I don't think you are being mean or cold. You were setting your boundaries and practicing self-respect. What could she have left to say? What do you think? I think she may just be super hell-bent on getting the last word in and, in turn, manipulating you. She's lost control over you, and she knows it. You're a changed man, OP. Keep up the self-love. And what a better way to do that than by spoiling your skin? That's why I'm excited to have Tiege Hanley as the sponsor of today's video. They help men start and maintain a skincare routine by simplifying the entire process. Honestly, it's the best skincare system for guys like you and me. I recommend you start with their Level 1 system, which comes with all the basics. A daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin, a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. My favorite part about Tiege Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really make the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin easy. Their products have made my skin look and feel better than ever, but you don't have to just take my word for it. They have over 7,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tiege Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping, and low-cost shipping to most other countries. Because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering our viewers a great deal. Just click the first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. Don't miss out on this amazing deal. Click that link and get started today. Up next, a cheater who thought the evidence would disappear. Should I tell his pregnant wife? Honestly, I'm just really struggling with what to do and could use some advice. I, 34 female, met a man, 32 male, on a chat site a couple months ago. After a couple days of chatting publicly in a chat room and on camera, we exchanged Snapchats at his request. It wasn't remotely romantic at first. We just really seemed to really hit it off, sending video snaps back and forth, learning about each other's lives, etc. For context, I'm American and he is Australian, so the times we could chat were kind of weird, mostly late afternoon to late evening for me and early morning to late afternoon for him, basically his work hours. After a couple weeks, we were literally sending snaps back and forth like 7 hours a day, every day. Despite living across the world from one another, we related on a lot. He told me 18 months ago, an 11-year relationship he had ended, and a big factor in that was him and his fiancée having a miscarriage at 20-something weeks. This is something that really resonated with me as I had a miscarriage in my last relationship that resulted in a breakup. Plus, I had also been in an 11-year relationship. Aside from that, he was just the nicest, most caring guy I had ever spoken to. I felt so seen, listened to, and respected. He was constantly telling me how in awe he was of my beauty, passion, and intelligence, and things started to get kind of romantic and ultimately sexual. There were videos and pictures and the whole shebang. However, it was not at all just sexually driven. He was super respectful of me and constantly told me how he didn't just want something sexual with me, how he wished he could just come home to me every day, how special he thought I was, and that the more he gets to know me, the more he likes me. A month in, and we were sharing what I thought was every detail of our lives with each other. We talked about past traumas. We would snap with our friends and family around, which he told me they all knew about me. And he was telling me how he was looking into tickets to America, which he said are pretty expensive, but you're worth it. He was going so far as to say things like, I really, really like you. I'm legitimately falling for you. I want to tell you that other word, but I'll refrain. I want you in my life, like forever. I haven't felt like this about someone in a really long time. You make me so happy and I just want to make you feel so special. The worst part of my day is when I leave work and have to go home to a house alone, and then you're asleep and I can't talk to you. Anyway, there were always a few things I found strange about him. He told me he hates technology and using his phone, so on weekends he chooses to just be out in nature with his mates and doesn't check it much. He also told me that due to him losing his son, he deleted all social media. I also asked him his last name, but a Google search of him turned up literally nothing. Well, yesterday morning, I decided to go super internet sleuth to try to find a trace of this man on the internet. He wears shirts to his job that have the name of his company on it, so I Googled that, his first name, and his city. And lo and behold, a LinkedIn came up, but the last name was different. From there I found an Instagram and a Facebook with pictures of a wedding from January 2021. This man told me he was engaged but never married. I sent him a message once again asking him to confirm the fake last name he gave me, and he assured me that was him. That's when I confronted him and said how I know he's lying, but I didn't specify about what. This man crumbled like a house of cards. He told me he's married and his wife is pregnant. He said he's been lying to me and her. He said he's a piece of crap, etc. He was freaking out about the possibility I might ruin his life, and maybe I was already calling his wife. He asked me not to involve her. I didn't reply at all. Within an hour, he had deleted his Snapchat completely, our only means of communication. I'm assuming he thought this would delete all evidence. What he didn't know is that I recorded myself on webcam opening all of his snaps yesterday. This includes the first ones too, before he knew that I knew, where he literally starts by saying, "Welcome to the best part of my day, when I get to talk to you all day long." And of course it includes his confession. Should I tell his wife? My friends are torn. I don't want to hurt a pregnant woman who will likely be blindsided. They've been together 12 years. But I have to imagine he will keep doing this, and the level of emotional cheating is pretty severe. I mean, this guy would walk me around his house, their house, and say things like, "Yeah, I was originally building this house for my family to live in, but obviously that didn't work out. You can be the first one to use my bathtub." I mean, I think he's the absolute scum of the earth, and I hate him for what he's done to me. False hope after divulging to him my past heartbreaks, traumas. But what he's done to her is so much worse. Edit. Sorry, I wanted to add that it isn't confirmed his wife is pregnant. My best friend and sister both separately mentioned that he could have lied about this to keep me from telling her. Edit 2. Just wanted to clarify that 99.9% of our snaps were all video, not text. So, when I say he snapped with friends and family around, I mean they were in the videos, and he was like telling them to say hi. No idea who they must have thought he was snapping, but I know they heard my American accent. Also, because this was apparently confusing, I found out the other morning that he had been lying before he was awake. By the time he woke up, I had not sent him any accusatory messages, just one asking him to confirm his last name, so he wasn't suspicious at first. And his first message to me of the day were his usual incredibly happy, sweet self. Knowing he lied and realizing I had no proof, I turned on my webcam to open all these snaps and to try to capture how he spoke to me in case I needed proof, not yet knowing if he even was still married or whatever. Let's check with the community and see what they thought. General Radon says, "Oh, hell nah. This dude's diabolical. To lie about his unborn kid dying is preposterous. Lying about his wife was bad too. You may want to tell her for real though. This menace is much too dangerous to be left to his own devices." Insane Ike 22 chimes in, "Yes, she deserves to know. Hope you have some of your texts he sent you." The OP replies, "I only have the videos of me opening his video snaps from yesterday, so it's his actual face telling me these things. Unfortunately, I never saved anything else. I didn't think I needed to, as I trusted him." Insane Ike 22 responds back, "His wife needs to know what he's capable of. If he did this with you, most likely he did it with others. I have been cheated on by my wife and did find out years later. I wish someone had told me." This is a stupid name Zero wants to say, "Yep, tell her. She deserves to know, and you likely aren't the only one he's done this with. You do need to be smart about how you tell her. He knows you know now, so he will probably try to intercept any messages to her. You might have to give it a few days and let him think he's safe. Immediately try to find her on Facebook, Twitter, etc., and get the names and info for her friends, family in case he succeeds in intercepting your messages to her. If he does, or talks her into deleting social media one way or another, you could then still get the info to someone who loves her and can pass it along." Ooh, that's a tough one. I think in today's day and age, it is a little odd when people say they don't have social media, but he has a Snapchat. Not sure if that would be an immediate red flag, but definitely odd. And especially with these circumstances, you trusted him, so why would you consider saving things as evidence of cheating at that point? We usually trust people when they say that they are who they say they are, but it makes it hard not to want to tell her, especially after he asked you not to, OP. Update. I told his wife. Just wanted to update everyone. I reached out to his wife via Instagram. This was my initial message to her. "Hi, I understand this is a complicated situation and I truly have no intentions to hurt you. I've just felt like if it were me, I'd want to know. but I don't want to force that on you. Just give you the option if you want to take it. Your husband has been talking to me extensively for over a month, for many hours a day, claiming to be single. He's shown me your home and claiming he lives alone. He has been very emotional and also sexual. I also know there have been other girls before me. I only discovered a couple days ago he had been lying to me extensively. I do have proof if you want it. He does not know about videos I have. He deleted Snapchat very quickly after coming clean to me. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Literally anything. I can go into detail if you want. He specifically asked me not to contact you, which leads me to believe you'd probably want to know. She responded incredibly kindly, thanked me, and asked for the proof. I sent her everything I had. She told me this is unfortunately not the first time. She asked for specific details, and I gave them to her. She seems like the absolute sweetest. I hope she gets away from this psycho. Thank you, everyone, for your advice on my original post. Reaching out was the right thing to do. Let's see how the community reacts. Currently, Hate Myself chimes in first. You did the right thing. I really hope she divorces his sorry butt. Ordex19 wants to say, in Australia, you have to separate for an entire year before you can apply for a divorce and prove that your marriage is unsalvageable. It's expensive too. Our laws here do not take cheating into consideration in divorce situations, and assets are generally divided equally unless you can prove asset ownership. This would be done amicably unless an agreement can't be reached, and then you would lawyer up, and that doesn't come cheap either. This all happens before the divorce. She probably will be reluctant to go through this, as it's not as easy as just packing up and leaving, especially since we are also going through a massive rental crisis right now. She's also pregnant and probably doesn't work either. This poor woman. Hopefully you were able to help her out of this relationship. It makes me wonder why she hadn't left already if she knew this wasn't the first time, or how much she actually knew. You were very kind to offer all that you knew and to offer support and to answer any questions that she might have. I'm sure not many people who are cheated on get that opportunity. Thanks so much for being you, OP. I'm sorry things weren't as they seemed. What would you have done? Would you have told the spouse? Why or why not? And thanks for joining us today on Our Space. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. We'd hate for you to miss out. If you want to listen to more stories from me, check out Our Lounge, where I feature a larger variety of non-cheating related stories. See you there.